sharing your profits without trading time for dollars and how to make money 100% around your family. So you're no longer having to leave your family to make money. And that's what we have here in the digital world today. So let me go ahead and get recording, and then I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get rocking and rolling here. And again, thanks everybody for being here. All right. Let me get this going here. Sweet. Okay, so today we're going to talk about beyond the 9 to 5, the simple 2 hour system for creating additional income around their family. So let me know in the comments who on here has been looking for a while to create additional income that you could make around your family. Put me in the comments if that was you or if that's you. I looked for years and years and years, and I'm going to share with you what happened to me in 2022 to change everything. Yeah, where you are in the right place. So here's the reality of the modern working family today. We're financially squeezed. The fear of never being able to retire, barely getting by, living paycheck to paycheck, and the cost of living, the cost to be able to survive, it's hard today. And it's definitely hard off of one income. And then so many people are walking around on their tippy toes, wondering, oh my goodness, am I going to be able to even have a job in the next 6 months? The amount of layoffs just here in the United States are out of control right now. The 40 plus hour a week, but still having to ask a boss for permission to attend a child event. I know parents, that's hard, right? And then you have that emotional guilt, the reality of missing precious moments with your family. And the energy that you have when you get home, it's depleted. See, this is that exhaustion loop. One paycheck no longer works. The freedom is gone that we have, and working harder is just costing you more family time. 8.3 million just this year. Wow, that is so sad. Thanks, Chris, for sharing that. That is a wake-up call, right? That's scary, but it's because the world is going digital. Automations, AI is taking over. So let's talk about the old way that really kept you exhausted. So, matter of fact, let me ask in the comments, how many have done network marketing or MLM or had to do something to make money by recruiting friends and family or sending DMs? Put yes in the comments if that was you. Now, let me share something with you. I'm drinking a network marketing product right now, so I'm definitely not dishing network marketing, but it's hard. You are trading time for dollars, right? Just to make a small commission. And then you had monthly quotas, right? So then you had to have monthly hidden expenses. Now, there is a new way, and it is the way in the digital world where you get complete ownership, my friend. You can attract buyers naturally through authentic content in an attraction marketing strategy. So, no bothering friends and family, no DMing people. And it's proven, done for you product where you get to keep 100% of the profit. Now, you probably, like me, you were intrigued by promoting a network marketing product or affiliate marketing product because you didn't have to create a product, but you had to share your profits. In the digital space, you don't have to. And you can run a business from home, a business around your family with zero monthly expenses. And you can build your own brand and leave a lasting legacy for your family. So quickly, let me introduce myself. My name is Michelle O'Neill. I'm a mom of 6. I'm a grandma to 5. And in 2022, I was done with network marketing. The company changed the comp plan. My income dramatically dropped, and I was exhausted. I was like, I'm done with network marketing. I know there has to be a better way. I searched, I Googled, I actually got myself so confused to the point I thought, you're too old, you're an introvert, you don't like to spend all this time on social media, you're never going to be able to do it. Then I learned about digital marketing. Digital marketing has set my family free. Digital marketing has given me my life back and given me my time back. So, what I'm sharing with you tonight is engineered for freedom, not for busyness. I hit 6 figures in 6 months. I made my first million in 17 months by making my family come first. Now, I'm not saying my results are typical. I'm just saying that's what I did when I learned high income producing skills. It has completely changed my life. I started with 0 followers on TikTok. I replied entirely on an automated system. I built a multi-million dollar business and I've never heard the word no. And I'm on a mission to help families build freedom-based businesses. I don't believe you build a business to be busy. I believe you build one to be free. And if that's you, you are definitely here today in the right place today. Okay, so let's talk about the kitchen table economy that we're dealing with right now. The traditional path, one job, one paycheck, limited choices, financial stress. The freedom path, learn digital skills, access a global business. This is really cool. I loved that. And multiple income streams equals more choices. With the technology and the economy rapidly shifting today, the demand for digital education is booming now more than it ever has been before. Families are wanting to learn how to build a business. And if you can build an online business, trust around trust, people are going to buy from you. How many of you bought something online this year? Let me know. How many of you bought something online this year? Put yes in the comments if that's you. Yeah, look at that. And you probably trusted it. That's why you bought it. So if you can learn that high income producing skill, you can stop trading time for dollar. And here's exactly how we do it. It's with the four-step family freedom blueprint. Number one, you get done for your program so you can immediately launch a business. I love this. In 2 days, after going from what am I going to do? Oh my goodness, can I do this? Are you crazy? You're going on social media to in 2 days. I had a fully built, pre-built automated business where I can make 100% profit without creating anything from scratch or without having to share my profits from anyone. I was excited about that. And then I learned instead of having to DM people, bothering friends and family, I learned to give something away for free. Now, today, we give away for free the exact freedom formula blueprint that I use to hit six figures in 6 months. And what it does is it shows people exactly what we have and it takes them on that journey of the know, like, and trust. It's an attraction marketing strategy. So it's put through a pre-built automated system. I call this our freedom machine because it's going to be freely out there working for you 24/7 with zero monthly expenses, by the way. That was something important to me. How can you build, launch, and grow and build a business without having monthly expenses? So what happens is you give away something for free, which we give it to you. You have an automated system that does all of the work for you, and it can unlock multiple income streams. You're building multiple income streams without a complete independence on a boss or another company. That's what I wanted. Now let's just be real right now, okay? If you have to go get a part-time job, let's say you go out there and you find a part-time job at $15 an hour and you work 20 hours a week at $15 an hour, that's $1,300 a month. You are leaving your family 80 hours a month. That's physically spent away from your family, your kids and your grandkids to make 1,300. With the Legacy Builders Blueprint, one customer is 1,400. Just one single sale of a digital program equals more than an entire month of a part-time labor job and zero time away from your family. The pre-built system runs for you and it works for you 24/7. This, my friends, is what I seen. And I was like, this is what so many families need. No more spending 80 hours to make 1,300. What about one customer is $1,400? Look at this. Cindy, you guys actually get to hear from her tonight. She is a stay-at-home mom. She made $1,400 while playing with her children. Logan, he works a full-time dad. He's a full-time dad. He has a busy job. And he had a $1,400 day while he was at work on top of his full-time job. Paula, she had a $1,400 moment during her day. She ended up making 8,491 in nine and in 1 month. That's the difference of trading time. Do the hours of the math that they would have had to spend away from their family. They did not have to do any of that. And here's what I love. It's not about you trading time for dollars. It's about structure equals freedom. I want you to think about this 2-hour workflow. Here's what it looks like. 1 hour on content creation. You can even batch create your content once a week. That's what I do. Love to do it on Wednesdays. I don't have to create content the rest of the week if I don't want to. So it's once a week and you can pre-schedule it. And then 30 minutes posting free ads. This is what I fell in love with and I was obsessed with when I started because I was an introvert and I was trying to get over the fear of creating content. So I'd copy, paste, and post free ads every day for 30 minutes on the World Wide Web. You're connecting with people already looking for a solution for the problem that they have, and you have that solution. And then 30 minutes responding to comments and emails. This is how I launched my business. This is the exact strategy that I used. See, you don't need an empty schedule. You just need a few hours a week tucked into the pockets of your busy life. And all of this can be done 100% around your family. When I first launched my business, my little peanut was, my granddaughter was still just in preschool a few hours. So I built my business with her. Most of my videos, if you guys go back to my TikTok, you'll see my little peanut with me. I just did it right beside her. She's been on this journey with me since 2022, and she loves every second of it. And that's what I love. Take it 5 minutes, record a video while her and I were playing with the puzzle. That's the power of what you have when you have something in the digital space. Priscilla, $1,400 sale. And I need to share something about her with you. You guys, she's in South Africa. So if you realize the impact $1,400 has in South Africa, it's truly life-changing. So she is on a mission to literally help other moms be able to have this additional income. And she just loves earning income while helping other women build their own legacy. And that's what we do here inside our program. So I need to share this with you. We built a home, not a course. So we don't have a course to sell you and say good luck. Would never do that. That is not what we're about. Here's the key pillars of support that you have here. Daily mentorship, step-by-step training, starting with the absolute basics. So you learn everything you need to learn to be able to take these high income producing skills and apply to any business, anything you want to do in the future. You don't need no tech background needed. We do weekly live calls. You get direct access to other coaches and me. I actually do calls every week as well. So you always know your next best step. And then the power of community. We actually have a private community of definitely uplifting entrepreneurs that network together and work together. We have 61,100 people in there now. We're just everyday moms and dads and grandparents and aunts and uncles. We celebrate our wins together and your questions get answered. Here's what else I love. Whatever fear, whatever objection you've had, someone can walk you through that process. Because sometimes when you're like, I want to make my own money, I don't want to depend on a boss, not everybody sees your vision. So you can be part of a community of 61,100 people from all over the world that I can promise you will see your vision. So let's talk about why now. Because the shift, the way people make money now is completely different. There's 5.3 billion people globally right now on a social media platform. You can't go anywhere without seeing somebody on social media. Online global sales are projected to hit $6.3 trillion in 2026. Millions of people are actively searching for ways to earn from home. They're sick and tired of that rat race of trading time for dollars. They're sick and tired of working 80 hours away from their family for $1,300 for a part-time job. So there's a huge audience out there that needs what you have. And that is what we love. You're not just buying a business, you're buying a learning transferable skill to digital marketing, automations, and attraction marketing that nobody can ever take away from you. And we can all admit the world is going digital. So why not you? Why wouldn't you want to learn the digital space? And that's what I said. I was like, okay, I am going to have the courage to go out there and learn that because I am not tech savvy. I'm still not tech savvy, but it's been the best thing I've ever done for my family. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can find Cindy because I want you to hear from some everyday people just like us that decided to take action with this, okay? Is she on here? Maybe she's not on here. Okay. James is. Okay, James? Are you with me, my friend? I'd love for you guys to hear James' story because he went from
Hey,
a very hard place in his life to literally being able to make a dramatic difference. So, are you with me, James? I thought I
I'm
heard you.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. There you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I saw that there was a single dad who was sharing that he's tried things before and they didn't work for him. And this is the perfect community for you. So without the hype, I know how it feels to be that dad where it's like, I didn't come from a rich family, so I want a rich family to come from me. And we hear those kind of quotes, but it's about like really taking the action. And environment is so important. So I live in New York City. I didn't come from money, and like in the like lower neighborhoods where there's like crime and gangs, as an example, it's easy for people who live in that kind of environment to get caught up in those kind of things, even if they're good-hearted people. You hear it all the time, like people, just the environment. And I know the thing that kept me away from that was music. I loved making music, and I'm going to lead to how it connects with this community and how it can help you. All right. So music was my way to stay out of trouble, and I would just make music. I thought that would be my way out. And because of that, I started to connect with other people that did music, but still in that environment, you see people who could have made it and things happen. And
Mhm.
I'm just going to tie it into digital marketing. You want to make money online, but you may be surrounded by people who their responses to you is not what's going to help you get to the next level. It's like my producer friends, if I'm having trouble with digital marketing and I tell them, they're going to say, oh man, don't worry about it. Just come to the studio and make music. But if you're around people where if I'm having trouble and I go in a community and I see Michelle has a daily video, there's something where I don't have to overthink. There's an action to do that's in the right direction. I can go to the win section. I see all these different testimonials. I can use that as fuel, and I do it. This is why I've been a member now for going on 3 years, and I'm super excited every day, like I'm a brand new person, because I've learned to leverage the success of others. It's not about us, and it becomes hard to sell when you're worried about the sale, and then you're trying to be perfect. And then it feels like you're performing, like if you mess up, like no one's going to buy from you. But when you really understand it's about putting people in the right environment, that changes everything. So just to even tie my story to where we are now, nobody in my family ever had a $10,000 month. And when I would talk about wanting to make that happen, it was like we would look up at it like, oh, wow, that would be so amazing. And it makes it hard and there's so much pressure. But when I'm in the community where it's like you see so many people doing it, it starts to become normal. And when you have a positive mindset, it's about when you're in the right environment, you have to plug in, because you can have the best training, but if you never attend, it doesn't matter. You can have the best mentor, but if you don't follow the guidance, it doesn't matter. So there's a part of us where I know you've been hurt before by these things, but there's good-hearted people. And when there's the info, you just have to trust it. And when I followed your guidance, Michelle, the first 30 days, I made $12,600. And that was amazing for me. That I thank you so much. And then it just kept going because I stayed plugged in. I ended up making $30,000 in 90 days. And just compared to my old 9 to 5 job, I used to make $22,000 a year. So I made more in 3 months than a whole year. And it was really because of plugging into the community, because I had ups and downs during those times. A lot of us know we have wins and then it gets cold and then it gets up and down and you get better with it. But the cold moments, it's like if I tell my older sister and she's a nurse, she's just ready to, like, I told you, go to nursing school, be a doctor. If you're not around the right people, they're always ready to make you quit. And they're doing it from a place of love too, because that's what they know. So like my sister being a nurse, she's not trying to hurt me when she says, hey, just quit and get into medical school. But that's what happens if you're not in the right environment. It's like my producer friends where they're like, don't worry about that. Just come to the studio. But if you know that digital marketing can make you money, it can change your life. You never need a boss. You can dress how you want. Look, my hat's to the back. I could have got fired for that, right? You can dress how you want. And then you have someone really helping you. All you have to do is really plug in. So if I could do it, I wanted to make music. Here I am helping people, wanting to just be a hope dealer as well. And it's really thanks to the community. So I just hope that inspired from a just this just how it came out, and I thank you so much. So that's my story, guys. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, James, for sharing. And I love what you said when you gave the example of your family member that's a nurse, right? The only
Yeah.
way she became a nurse, so she had to go get the education.
Yep.
And if somebody's willing to get the education in the digital space, it can change their life. But the difference is they don't have to go to school to get that. They can do that a few hours a day around their family, and learn and earn at the same time. That's what I absolutely love. So thank you so much, James, for sharing. Love your story, my
Thank
friend.
you.
So inspiring. So inspiring. Now, what I want to do is, before we keep on going here, is I want to have Paula come on here, as Paula is a homeschooling mama that went from door dashing to a digital marketer. So, Paula, are you with me, my friend?
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thanks for
Hello.
joining.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. Um, I think it's an honor to be in these, and I will tell you guys, I don't know, man, and I was just shake off the nerves. I don't know why. I I talk in front of people like a lot, but not like in this kind of thing. Everybody's staring. But anyway, so I'll tell you a little bit about me. Um, I'm a homeschooling mom, like Michelle said, but 2 years ago, I was door dashing. I was door dashing full time. We were blindsided, and we don't need to go into details. But so I was like, I got to do something. So the quickest thing to do was to DoorDash, but it was like this temporary thing that I could do, right? And I was stuck. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get out of that. Um, I was like, do I like go back to school? What the heck am I going to do with my kids? That's not going to work. I really like when your priority is I want to be at home. I want to teach my kids. I want to raise my kids. I want to do that. Um, it's not easy. So I just kept praying. I was like, God, please give me something. And I would do the late night searches. I would get on my computer and I'd be like looking. And if anybody's ever done that search, you know it's exhausting. Like you're like, is this right? Is this real? Is this fake? Can I do this? And I can tell you, I ain't got the patience for it. I would like look for a couple minutes and I'd be like, forget it. I just can't do this. And I would try the other stuff. So long story short, the worst thing that could happen to a dasher, one of the worst things, um, I actually lost the transmission on the vehicle. So if you ever lost a job, think about losing a job and a vehicle as a mom with kids in the house looking at you going, what are we going to do? And you don't have an answer. Um, so 2 days before, let me tell you what happened. 2 days before, I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see this girl and she's talking about God. She's talking about homeschooling. Don't ask me how she got there. And then she said she was talking about boatloads and like making boatloads. I'm a skeptic. So if you're like a skeptic like me, I tell you what I did. I'll show you what I did. I went like this. I was like, nope, I didn't say nothing. 2 days later, when I lost the truck and I lost the job, guess who popped back up? And I was like, maybe, maybe I should ask some questions. It's funny how in like a minute, your whole entire life can change, your whole perception, your whole viewpoint, whatever you want to call that, it changed. So I said, hey, can I ask you some questions? And she said, yeah. And I said, can I do this from home? I didn't know if this was a job. I didn't know what it was. And she said, yeah. I said, do I need a degree? Because I needed a change, like substantial. I say substantial. I'm very simple. I needed substantial. Okay. Um, and so she said, no, you don't need a degree. I said, okay, here's my deal breaker. And it might be somebody else's deal breaker, but do I have to answer a phone? because I don't want to be on a phone all day. Like, and I have kids. And so she was like, no, you don't need to be on a phone. I said, okay, what is this? She answered, I started, and I will never forget the first day that I got a sale. I was like crying my ugly cry, so excited, jumping up and down. I had never done anything like this in my entire life. I didn't even know what the word MLM meant. I had to Google it on a live. Somebody asked me one time, and I was like, I don't know. I can't remember if I like looked, and then I was like, no, it's not. I make 100%. Why are you asking me? But um, it changed our lives. At the end of the day, saved us. Like literally saved us. Because if I was to stand back and say, where would you be if you didn't do this? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I don't know where we would have been. I needed this, and it came at the exact right time. And it came through a stranger on TikTok. So sometimes the best things can come from the strangest places. And man, I don't know. I'm every day I'm grateful. Every day I'm thankful because I know where I was. I know where I am. So sorry. Every time I tell, it's hard because it feels like yesterday. So if you're there today, it can change. That's all I can say. It can change. Takes a You just got to take a step forward.
You know what I love about you, Paula, is your growth has been amazing to the point that you now have your own community. You
Yeah.
did training inside our community about going live, and now do you see all the posts about you
Oh, it
in the
makes me
community
cry.
now?
Like it makes me I saw somebody's post and the joy. Like, I don't, there's nothing like it. It's weird. This whole business has changed the way I look at things, the way I look at, I don't know, man, like everything, just how you live, how you work. What are you doing? Like, if you're, I gotta say it, man. If you think that there's no other way, there is. There is a way. I'm living proof. You hear people like all in our community, we're living it. And some people are like, I wish I could just be at home and bring in an income. You can. You can. It's this.
And what I love is now you're giving back, you're training in the community, and you guys, because of her training, people have followed her training and getting $1,400 customers, and they're posting about it. And so it's full circle. You know, she came from no experience, had to Google what MLM was to make sure we weren't an MLM, to now she's making great money for her family and being able to live the life she's always dreamed of.
Thank you.
And it's
Yes.
just the beginning.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Love your story. Love it. Love it. She's completely such a great example of if you have the courage and if you're coachable, what can happen. Now, I found Cindy. She's got her name under Cynthia, you guys. I've always wanted her to share. And every time I ask her to share, she's like, I can't. I'm busy with my family. I can't. My family, we got something going on, which I absolutely love. So she squeezed in a little time tonight to share because I love watching her do things with her family and make money while she's doing things with her family. So, are you with us, my friend?
I am. Can you
Hey,
hear me
thank you
now?
so much for being here.
Yes, absolutely. It's such a blessing and an honor. I'm just gonna just jump into this, right? I'm just beyond grateful to be here. For one, I'm a Midwest mom, okay? Good old Indiana. If you know me, Northwest Indiana, if you can know South Bend, go Irish, go Notre Dame. That's where I'm at, okay? And so I'm just a Midwest mom, a stay-at-home mom, and faith and family are my non-negotiables. Those are two things that are the driving force of how I live my life, right? And my husband does really well for us, but one day he sat me down and we had a conversation. And that conversation kind of went a little bit like this. Cindy, the budget's going to be really tight again. And I'm like, what do you mean really tight? He's like, there's like no extra. There's no extra. And I was like, okay, right. Now we've been in places like that before. And he kind of gave me, some room. I had, it's not, we were not dire straits. Okay. I want to preference that we do well. My husband has a very nice job. We do well. And if you can only see the view I'm looking at right now, you would be like, Cindy, what are you even talking about? You weren't in tough times. Yeah. Okay. His income was going like this and our expenses were going like skyrocketing this way. Okay. If you know, you know, right? We had his oldest son, which is my bonus son, was getting married at a destination wedding. My son was getting engaged. We had a young little guy that was barely out of diapers and two other younger kids. Cause you when you get married again, like family, right? All the good stuff. So there was a lot of things going on. And so we were approaching the time of like back to school, birthdays. Anybody else here have August, and like August is your most expensive month of the year? Right here. It's the most expensive. It's more expensive than Christmas because of everything going on in that month. My kids are blessed to go to a private Christian school, and it's almost as much as a mortgage to send them to school there a month. It's crazy. But anyways, I digress. And so I'm like, okay, God, you're going to do something here. And my husband's a faithful man. And he said, Cindy, God's going to work it all out, And I'm like, yeah. I said, okay, just hear me out for a second. I think he's going to do something through me this time. He goes, I don't want you getting a job. I don't want you getting a job because, it was his dream for me to be at home with the kids, right? We live a great life. We do a lot of ministry where we're at here. There's lots of moving components and things going on. And I was like, okay, but let's just trust God in this, right? And so here's where it gets good. Okay. I was at the grocery store and I was in the parking lot. I was getting ready to get out of the car. I grabbed my purse and I can feel like it was yesterday, just like Paula just shared. And I looked at my purse and I'm like, which credit card am I going to have to use to go buy groceries? Anybody ever been there? Maybe that's you right now. You have to use credit cards to buy groceries. I don't know about you, but God's word said I'm supposed to be the lender, not the borrower. God's word, right? We've done really well to not build up the credit cards, to be good stewards. And I felt sick to my stomach. And if you are the praying type, that's when I started word in the spirit. I said, God, you're going to shift something here. I know you're going to do something. I'm going to trust you in this thing. Okay. You guys, I kid you not. Next thing you know, I'm scrolling on social media and this other woman of God shows up at my feed. Share now, she made 10K in less than 30 days. Would you believe that got my attention? Would it get your attention? But here's what I want to tell you. It wasn't just the money that got my attention. It was the fact that she said that she was doing this around just 2 hours of her day. Now, I'm a busy mom. My husband said, you can't be doing something that's going to take away from the kids, right? And I'm like, okay, so how are you doing this? It just wasn't clicking that. And I was like, I'm just not sure yet. Well, then she said, hey, there's this live webinar that we're having. There's a live webinar. If you're curious about it, go ahead and just hop on it. And so I said, listen, God, I don't want to do this. This doesn't sound like anything that you're leading me to. I just want to exit left, but I can't knowingly let go of this until you give me the go ahead, right? And I said, just open my eyes to see, ears to hear, and heart to receive. I said, God, I'm here for it. Kid you not, you guys are on the same webinar right here, right now. Okay. Michelle shared all of this. We're sharing our testimonies here. You are going to know by the end of this live if this is where you're being called to next, right? Because that's what he did for me. I knew it. I knew during the live, I started getting vision. This isn't just about you coming in here and making a little extra income. This is about you going out and impacting lives. I didn't just get a business. I got an assignment. This was purpose for impact to help more stay-at-home moms not have to go use credit cards at the grocery store, to break free from lack, break free from poverty mindset, to be able to go bless their families, fund kingdom assignment to be debt-free. That is kind of like my goal. That is what I enjoy. And that's when I wake up every day knowing that that's my assignment here. Right? So you might be thinking, well, I don't want to sell something. I don't want to sell a product. I don't want to sell digital. Like what Michelle said here. This isn't just a course where you're going to learn stuff. This is a home. I've been here for 2 years. That conversation I had with my husband was 2 years ago last month. We're not having those same conversations. Glory to God, won't he do it? It was a God did it month. I was so unplugged last month. I wasn't going live. I was focusing on my business to run for me because of the automations, because of the funnel, because of everything Michelle has taught us how to do. And I trusted. And I made $5,700 last month in the month of July as a busy stay-at-home mom. Can I show you guys? I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
That's like life. That's where I've been at. Unplugged, plugged into my family, but my business was working for me behind the scenes because I know my mission. I can't let go completely. I've been doing this for now 2 years. 2 years. And I'm gonna say this, okay? When I started, I had no idea what I was doing, trusted the process. I let go of the outcome. I knew God was in it. I didn't have my site web up. Michelle has a training. You guys, anybody here visual learners? Anybody here visual learners? I'm a visual learner. I need someone to kind of walk me through. Well, Michelle has a training in there, 7 days of pay, right? I watched that. I watched it probably like 10 times because you had it so simple. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, all I got to do is do this. Like, I'm like, oh, this is so, like, are you serious? And so I posted, you guys. I made it so simple. Just as simple as saying, hey, my friend just shared how she was having these $900 days doing something about digital marketing. I want to go hang out on TikTok. Bye. If you don't see me for a while, right? That was it. Next thing you know, a bunch of people started asking questions. Because 3 days after I launched my business, I had my first sale. It was $900. How much of that $900 I took home? All of it. That went straight into my family. And let me tell you something, just like Paula, right? Whew. I was that mama on a budget, taking my kids back to school shopping. Well, just my daughter. It was just my daughter. And there was no new shoes because your girl was on a budget. There was no new backpacks because your girl was on a budget. There was no fun little stops to get, any treats or make it a fun event with my daughter. It was just her and I gonna go buy maybe a few shirts for $5.99. You know what I mean? But just to get out with her. And as we were in the car, I looked down and I made $900. That moment, I'm like, honey, guess what? You get to get a new backpack. Oh, she's like, what? I get a new backpack. And she was so excited. She got to get the new shoes, she got to get a new backpack. And it was, the pressure was off, but it didn't stop there. My first month, my first 24 days, I want to put it that way. My first 24 days, I made $4,500 as a busy stay-at-home mom. I never thought it was possible. See what happens when you step out in faith. Step out in faith. That's what I'm going to say.
Wow.
Thank you, Michelle.
Powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad we finally were able to connect and you can share. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure you touched many people's heart today. I love your story, my friend. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Very powerful. There you guys go. That's exactly what it is. Step out in faith. Boy, I believe that so much. So we're going to keep on going here. Hopefully you guys have been inspired. I'm going to have a few other people share, but I love what she said though. You'll know by the end of this today if this is for you. That was very, very, very good. I like to call it the complete quiet income system because it's like she said, she literally was with her family all summer and all last month and still was able to make a good income without going live or anything like that. In the business model, you're built and you made 100% profit. Imagine that 5,700 that she made, she would have had to share some of her profits. She wouldn't have made that much money, but because we give you 100% profits, you have the ability to make more money with less customers. Step-by-step training. You're going to learn digital marketing, attraction marketing. She was talking about the launch to profit training in 7 days. It's just a simple way to get momentum in a business. We have weekly live calls against 61,000 people. It isn't pieced together. It's one system built to work as a whole. So if you are ready to stop depending on a single paycheck and start building skills you own for life, you are definitely in the right place. And I want to introduce you to our Legacy Builders program. We have a bundle pack edition, which unlocks your business in Spanish and English. So you have a global reach in 2 countries, or 2 languages, a global reach all over the world, but in 2 languages. But it also unlocks 5 income streams, 5 in Spanish, 5 in English. It also unlocks the most innovative AI training, and you have UGC, you have brand deals, you have TikTok shop as well. So it's literally every single thing that you would need. We also have our Legacy Builders program for $900. It still unlocks 4 income streams, the UGC, brand deals, and TikTok shop. We also have the digital mastery, the passive daily pay blueprint, and the launchpad. Now, some people ask me why 5 programs? Because I know not every one size doesn't fit all. Everyone has a different goal, a different dream, a different budget. So we wanted to make sure to have a program that meets you where you are at. And you still get to be part of our amazing community. That is one of the bonuses that you get. You get to be part of our community immediately. You can hear what people are saying about the community and what you get to be part of. You also get additional bonuses when you get started today. You get the 3C formula training, clarity, certainty, and connection, and how that turns into customers. You get access to this training. You're also going to get access to 3 other additional bonuses as well, even 200 digital product ideas, how to even build with a faceless brand. So most people have payment plans as well that you can use to get started. Matter of fact, you're going to hear from Daryl tonight how he used the payment plan to get started in his business as well. But so that is 5 different choices to get started. And again, get the one that is best for your goals and dreams. They all unlock certain different income streams. Now, what I want to do is I want to have Shirley share. I know I've seen her here. There you are. Shirley, I would love for you to join us and share your story, why this program, what it's done for you, and yeah, go for it. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Am I here?
Yeah,
Am I live?
perfect.
All right. So good to see everybody. I freaking love this community. I love this program. Michelle, you have literally created a gem out here in the internet because prior to joining this community, I spent 5 years searching for something that I could do to work for myself because I was just so sick of the grind. I was so sick of feeling like all I was doing was working. Working, working, working. Can anybody relate to that feeling? It's just like all I do is work. I'm a cog in someone else's money-making machine, and my life apparently doesn't matter. Apparently. 14 years I worked at my last job. And the reason I stuck around is because I thought that I was making financial progress. I thought I was making financial progress. I was consistently getting raises, and those raises were normally the highest you could even get at the company. I'm just like, I can't be doing any better. I just have to wait until these add up into something meaningful. I just have to be patient. And I was patient for 14 years. Now get this. Over the 14 years that I was at that job, hustling and grinding my little butt away, I doubled my paycheck. I doubled my paycheck from the time I started to the time I walked away. But my buying power and my ability to afford more didn't budge an inch, which doesn't make any financial sense at all until you remember that inflation is a thing. Every time I got a raise, my rent went up. And the cost of groceries went up and the cost of living went up. I wasn't buying new things. I wasn't buying different things. I wasn't expanding my spending. Inflation was eating my progress. Is anyone here having their financial progress eaten by inflation? Because that was a gut punch for me. I could not keep going that way. And I had just lost 14 years of actual financial progress. I couldn't let somebody, I couldn't keep waiting for these raises to actually mean something. And considering I wasn't saving for retirement, I was staring at a future where I was literally going to be working until the day that I died. Literally. I couldn't let that happen. I had to stop letting someone else control my income and how fast I was allowed to make money. I went looking for a way to work for myself, and it took me 5 years. 5 years trying all sorts of things. Who here is a trier? Who here feels like they have tried every strategy under the digital sun? Because I swear, name a digital income strategy. I probably know about it. I've probably researched it. I might even have actually tried it. I've tried selling physical products online. I don't care for physical inventory or tiny profit margins. I've tried being a freelancer selling services online. I made more money there, but goodness gracious, clients were stressing me out. What have I tried? I've tried starting an Etsy shop. I've looked into print on demand and drop shipping and blogging and affiliate marketing. Name a thing. I was determined to find something that was going to work for me. Now, over 5 years, I made somewhere around 12,000 with all these different experiments. I'm happy it wasn't a big old goose egg. But at the same time, 12,000 in 5 years isn't going to get the bills paid, is it? So why did I keep going? Because who here would last 5 years of experiments? Because that's a long time to try stuff and not hit your goals, isn't it? There's a reason I kept going, and it's because I understood the cost of quitting. Quitting isn't free. It costs you something. And in my opinion, that cost was going to be higher than I was willing to pay. If I were going to quit learning to work for myself, quit looking for a way to have my own business and my own income streams, I was still going to have bills. And the money to pay those bills was going to come from somewhere. So I would be self-condemning myself to being someone else's overworked and underpaid employee the rest of my life. Because remember, I wasn't saving for retirement. I didn't have 30 years for a 401k to compound or some nonsense like that. Somebody would be in control of my schedule. When do I wake up in the morning? Because when am I starting work? When do I get to go on my lunch break? When do I get to go home? When do I get to have a day off? Because they approve or deny my time off request, right? They be in control of my income. How much money am I allowed to make? How fast am I allowed to make it? Am I going to get a raise this year? Does that raise keep up with inflation? Do I even still have a paycheck next week? Because freaking layoffs. Is anyone here terrified of layoffs? Worried that tomorrow's the day that it disappears? That would be my life the rest of my life if I quit. That was the cost of quitting. Does anybody here want that future? Let me know. Does that sound like the future you want? Because personally, the answer is absolutely not. That was the future I was trying to get away from. So I couldn't quit. I was going to keep going until I found something that actually worked for me. Call it stubbornness, call it tenacity, call it whatever you want. I'm not quitting. I can't just let that happen to me. And because I kept going, I did finally find the strategy that has been paying my bills for 3 months, for 3 years at this point. And it's because of this community. Somebody shared this community with me, and it was so completely backwards from everything that I've ever tried before. And the funny thing is that I didn't actually find this on social media. I didn't find this on social media. I didn't see a live. Someone literally reached out to me, someone that I knew. Just like, hey, Shirley, go check out this community. They're doing something you might be interested in. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go look. I was humoring them. Has anyone here ever looked at something just to humor them? I looked at it. Thanks. Because of the 5 years that I already spent trying all those other things, I realized within 5 minutes what I was looking at. I was looking at something where for the first time in 5 years, I wasn't going to have to build anything myself. Somebody had created a strategy where I could learn step by step how to be my own boss with a business that actually worked. And I was going to get to practice with a business I didn't actually have to build myself. A literal plug and play business in a box. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't have to have tech skills. I don't have to know how the internet works. I don't have to build everything myself. Tell me more. Tell me more about this magical thing that I just found I didn't find anything. It landed in my lap. I had to try this because I'd never seen a digital business in a box before. Has anyone here ever seen a digital business in a box before? Because I had not, and I'd been out here for 5 years researching. Has anyone here ever seen 100% commissions? Do you guys understand how big a deal that is? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand how big a deal 100% commissions are. Because again, I'd been out here for 5 years. I'd never seen 100% commissions. I wanted to know what that was like. And then, of course, we talk about these automations. This introvert wasn't going to have to be a pushy salesperson. Look at all the ones in the chat. 100% commissions are a big deal. And this introvert wasn't going to have to chase anybody to get customers. No chasing friends and family, no cold messaging, no sales calls, no asking anybody to buy from me. As an introvert, I am allergic to chasing people and talking to people all day. I am allergic. So I was so grateful, and I had to try this. I was up and running in a day. Personally, I started seeing results within a week. By 3 months, I was finally getting all of my bills paid. I'd been out here for 5 years. I made $12,000 in 5 years, trying to do everything by myself. 3 months here, practicing with a business I didn't have to build, selling digital products I didn't have to make, being able to make hundreds per sale, every cent straight to me without chasing people. Do you think this changed my life? I know that's the most cliched thing in the world to say, but I don't know how else to explain it. I have a business that I can run from my phone in the nooks and crannies of my day. At 2 hours a day, I'm practically retired. Do you remember why I got started? I was never going to be able to retire. Inflation was eating my financial progress and I wasn't saving for retirement. I'm not technically retired, but I have my life back and my bills paid. What more do you want? What more do you want? And speaking of godsends, because Paula was talking about the right thing at the right place at the right time, remember that someone sent this to me. I didn't even find this on social media. Remember that. I had been living on savings at that point because something that I don't normally talk about, I haven't talked about it in a long time. I had already left my job. I was gambling on myself. I cashed out some profit sharing plan that the company gave me. There was like 50,000 in there. I'm like, I'm going to try and live on this for a year and I'm going to try and build something because this job's getting in the way. I was running out of savings. And if I didn't find something, I was going to have to go back and get a job. Yes, it was a bold move. I don't recommend it. That's why I don't talk about it. That's why I don't talk about it. Don't quit your job if you don't have something else lined up. But I was running out of savings. And if I didn't find something, it was going to be going back to a job. My friend shared this with me August 30th of 2023. I jumped in September 13th of 2023. I was up and running and starting to work the process September 19th. And I had my very first sale October 11th. And I was able to get my rent paid by the end of October. And I'm like, what the heck? It came to me, it landed in my lap, it checked all of my boxes. And it's just like, if that's not a godsend, what is? This gave me my life back. And it showed me that in today's digital age, making money doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to take all day. Doesn't have to be exhausting. You don't have to have some big, complicated business with a bunch of moving pieces. I don't have an army of employees. I refuse to have employees. I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to have employees. I don't pay for ads, no physical inventory, no clients, no chasing people, no boss telling me how much money I'm allowed to have. And I get to enjoy 4-figure days. Who here wants to know what 4-figure days feel like? Because they're not a myth, I promise you. But 4-figure days don't happen at a job, do they? 4-figure days don't happen at a job. But that doesn't mean they're impossible. That just means you're in the wrong place to experience it. If you want to have a life you've never had before, you do have to be willing to try new things. Are you willing to try new things? Because that's what I did. I don't have magic money skills. I learned a skill. I learned a strategy. I learned a business model that doesn't demand you work all day once you get it right. And I think that makes it something worth learning. If you're willing to try something new, drop try in the chat. Because that's all that I did. I tried. And that's my bit.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I love your perspective. And that was powerful, my friend. Wow. That was powerful. Thank you so much. I know you guys have inspired so many people today. I'm glad we're doing the webinar like this. So thank you so much for sharing. That was so very powerful. Wow. So I seen somebody ask, what's the difference of the program? So the $100 launch pad, it's a great way to launch your business and learn about digital marketing. You get the resale rights on that, so you can sell the $100 product, right? Our next one is the passive daily pay blueprint. You're going to get a $300 a day blueprint, and you're going to learn that inside. Plus, it unlocks a $100 income stream and a $300 income stream. Now, our digital mastery is when you're going to start mastering the digital marketing skills. It's $600, and you also get 3 income streams. You get the resale rights on the $100 launch pad, the $300 passive daily pay blueprint, and the $600 digital mastery. Plus, you're going to get learn TikTok shop, UGC, and brand deals as well, and also start being introduced to affiliate marketing. Now, our legacy builder program, this is where you can start looking at, okay, we're looking more into replacement incomes, opportunities with that. You get the resale rights on the $100 launch pad, the $300 passive daily blueprint, the $600 digital mastery, and the $900. So of course, you're going to make more money off of a $900 customer, right? Then you also get access to, you're going to really start learning legacy skills, how to build an email list, email marketing, UGC brand deal, multiple income streams, affiliate marketing. So you just helps you learn more skills to pay more bills. And then we have our Legacy Builder Bundle Pack. What we did is we decided to unlock the program last October in Spanish. And the reason why was because that was actually one of the #1 questions I've been getting over the years. Hey, when are you going to have your program in Spanish? I don't speak Spanish, but millions do, right? So we opened the program and locked it in Spanish. So instead of having it just its own product, we decided to gave it a bundle pack offer. So you get the entire Legacy Builder program in Spanish and in English, but you also get AI training. You also get actually a strategy that I use to make 6 figures in affiliate marketing through my email list. You get that strategy as well. And there's this more in-depth training in there. I mean, if you do the math, 72 customers is all you need a year to make 6 figures. So we want to equip you with that identity and that mindset. So that's the bundle pack. It's $1,400. It unlocks a total of 6,600 income streams. So if you do the math on all 10 products. So that is the 5 programs. And again, that's why I built the program this way. I know one size doesn't fit all. I want you to be able to have options. Yeah, and I love that. 5 customers at 1,400. Again, it turns into 7,000 a month. 5 customers. That's it. That is what I absolutely love. And at any time you can upgrade. So once you purchase a program, then you have a one-time website fee. Your website fee is $39 on the launch pad or the Passive Daily Web Blueprint, the Digital Mastery, or the Legacy Builder. Then it's $69 on the bundle pack because you get 2 of the websites. And that is going to get your website fee. Your pre-built website that they were sharing with you that works for you 24/7. You can run that automated freedom machine at no monthly expenses. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to have Daryl come on here and share with you guys as well. We'll have him end the evening for us, and I will share with you. We're getting ready to launch, and I think it's the 15th. We're going to go on a 90-day run where we really take you from complete beginner to complete clarity in 90 days. And our goal is to not only help you learn, but be able to help you earn as well. And I know Daryl had actually joined during a 90-day run as well. So if you could actually share a little bit in your story about what a 90-day run helped you with your business would be great.
Yes, awesome, awesome.
Oh, and
First of
by
all,
the way, he did an amazing training today inside our community. And that's what I love. The ones out there that are actually doing what they say they're doing, they're doing trainings in here as well. It was so good today, by the way, Daryl. It was phenomenal.
all right, thank you, thank you. Man, I was just thinking about this, and I'm pretty sure I want to ask somebody, how many of you, anybody in here from a town smaller than 800? 800 people. And it's crazy I say that because so just 30 years ago, I know it's a long time. 30 years ago, I was in a house. I was in the projects with 7 sisters and 7 brothers in a single parent home getting food stamps and on welfare, right? 2 years ago, I had negative $6.34 in the bank just 2 years ago. And I was making $14 an hour as a life insurance agent and broke and behind on every bill in the house and stressed out and about to get divorced and everything else. And today I have built a business pushing almost $800,000 in a little bit over 2.5 years. I don't say that to brag, but it is just crazy how you just never know where you're going to end up. As long as I'm just a firm believer, as long as you just stay around the right people in the right environments, take advantage of your opportunities, believe in yourself, bet on yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. And you understand that you only have one life, and you don't want to be sitting around when you're 65 and looking back and regretting because you paid attention to somebody who's probably dead and gone in the grave, and that their decision or their influence still affected you, and now you're looking for regret when you're living in a time I like to consider social media, which is the best. There's never been a time better than this since the creation of man, because it's just a gold mine. Social media is. So I just want to share that because again, it doesn't matter where you come from, guys, right? So, but a little bit about myself, man, guys. I'm just an old blue collar ex-factory worker at the end of the day. Welding, production, assembly, driving forklifts, some stuff you guys are familiar with, your brothers, your daddy, just all I've ever known all my life. And, you know, welding was my thing. I welded for about 20 years altogether, about 14 years at one job, 7 days a week, no life, just the typical rat race. Work, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, repeat. Wake up, go to work, go to sleep, repeat. The same old rat race cycle for the same check, dealing with the same stress. And just, you know, it was disastrous. And I put the job on a pedestal. But to make a long story short, guys, the same job I put on a pedestal, the same job that came in the middle of December and just told me, hey, in a sense, we're doing what's best for the company. We appreciate all them times you sacrificed your kids and you missed out on those birthday parties and those get-togethers. We appreciate you for building this $1 million business, but we're gonna do what's best for the company. And where you're at, we no longer need you. So in a nutshell, I called myself homeless. I got fired, I got laid off. And because that was my only stream of income, I called myself homeless. I had to spend 3 weeks in my car, sleeping in the woods, Walmart parking lots, before I spent 12 months in a homeless shelter. The thing that hit me was this. I said, when that happened, I told myself, I just cannot see myself putting myself literally in a position, allowing somebody else to dictate my money. A grown man or a woman or an entity that has access literally has me like a puppet on a string, controlling my every move. I was never going to do that again. Fool me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I just went online in that homeless shelter looking for ways to make money. I came online. I tried everything, guys. I did a variety of everything. 3 years ago, I went and became a life insurance agent. I was licensed in 20 states. Coming into 2024, I had negative $6 in the bank. I had made it was just disastrous. But I was looking for a way to make money. I was looking for anything, and I just happened to come across a post on Facebook. Lady was already in the program, and I got the information from it at the end of the day. And I seen Michelle talking about this community and this program and this, you know, all this other stuff, and it just piqued my interest. And I joined that program on a payment plan. Guys, I'm just brand new, just a country boy who's just trying to keep from eating ramen noodles sitting on my couch with my family. My daughter would even stand at home. And I just joined that program, and I just followed it. That's the beauty of not reinventing the wheel. Just treating it like it's your last day. I actually joined during a 90-day run. It was in the middle of a 90-day run. This is why the 90-day run is so special, because you're just going to learn stuff that on top of what you're already learning. And I was able to get my first commission in my third day. I was able to make 6 figures in 4 months, and, you know, 300K my first year. And you know, and it's just been a blessing. At the end of the day, guys, I've relocated and moved into a bigger house 5 hours away. I practically don't have that much debt, little if any. Everything is just good. It's just a blessing. And it's all because of the skills. But more importantly, it's all about because of the decision that I told myself. I'm not gonna 2023, 2021, 2019, 18. There ain't gonna be like 2024 is not gonna be like that. And I was willing to risk it all. I was willing to risk it all, and I invested in myself. I bet on myself, and I believed in the person who created the program, who I saw in the video, which was Michelle. I was like, I don't know who this is, but I just believe her. And I just plugged in, guys. And I would just tell you this, man. Because I'm long-winded, I can talk all day. At the end of the day, you are who you run with. You are the average of the 5 people you run with. If 61,000 people are doing something, it's probably something good. Because I heard people say, oh, it's a scam. 61,000 people aren't being scammed, guys. You're going to learn real skills in a world that's digital. And if you just come in, understand you can't build a business overnight, don't compare yourself. Just focus on the skill itself. If you focus on the skills, everything else will take care of itself. Consistency. I did a training today on called the 4 C's of marketing, guys. You just got to have those things, right? If you focus on those things, everything else will take care of yourself, because you got community that's supportive, a mentor, you got support, you got everything that you need. All you got to need now is action, guys, because action, wanting something without action is delusional. So just bet on yourself. You're in a great program, great community, great training, just everything. Just give yourself a chance. Just give yourself an opportunity. There's greatness, you know, within you. That's what, you know, I forgot that guy's name. He used to always say that all of us have greatness in us, man. So I just recommend you guys bet on yourself. There's less than 5 months left. Do you want to end up on December 31st? You just come out of December 31st, a little bit over 8 months ago. Do you want to really? I don't even want to be the same space. And I done had a pretty good year, right? Like, it's there for you for the taking. Like, just You know, and again, there's 5 programs. You can just come in at whichever one best fits your goals and needs. That's the beauty of this. And most of them have payment plans. So I just encourage you guys, man. I'm nobody special. I'm just an old factory worker. I'm just a regular old guy from the bricks. That's what we used to say back in Missouri. Like that's all it is. It's nothing. Like it doesn't matter how old you are, nothing, guys. Just, just surround yourself and just bet on yourself and just give yourself a chance. Like and keep and block out the noise, right? Because all the people who told me told me this was a scam. That stuff ain't real online. These are the same people asking me for money. And they steady watching me make money, and they're steady intentionally struggling. And I don't know why, because I can teach them and help them, right? But again, you can't help people who don't want any help. But I'm just going to continue to just show up every day and continue to use my skills to better myself, because it just opens up so many other opportunities for you guys. So I just encourage you guys, just take that leap, man. Just bet on yourself. Just give yourself a chance, right? And if it don't work, as long as you gave it your all, like, at least you gave it your all. Like, but we can't say it don't work if we don't even try, right? So I just encourage you guys, if I can do it, if we going off where you're from, and if anybody can do it, right? So I just care that because I don't have no degree, but I make income like some doctors and lawyers make. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I believe in you myself, literally. If you're in this program, I believe in you because there's a reason why you invested. And I think in my heart, you are the person who is called to break the generational curse in your family if you're in this program, because nobody else in your family is looking to make money online, but you are, right? So just wanted to say that, as always, I just appreciate Michelle. She popped up. I really believe it was a blessing from God. She popped up at a time when I heard, I think it was Cynthia. I think that's her name. Sometimes God just puts you right in front of things at the right time. You have to know when it's your time to pull the trigger. He ain't gonna bake the cake for you, but he'll give you the ingredients to make the cake. And that is the opportunity, right? So appreciate you, Michelle, as always. Appreciate everybody. And I'm getting ready for this 90-day run. I'm just excited.
Yeah, will be great. Thanks for sharing. Love it. And thank you for the training today. It's so awesome. And you guys, I love what Shirley just posted in there. She goes, anyone can learn skills. And that's true. You just got to be willing to. So thank you guys so much for being here. James, Cynthia, Paula, Daryl, Shirley, thank you so much for sharing. You see the heart of this community. And that's what I love. That's what I'm personally proud of. So get back with the person that introduced this to you in the email that got you on here tonight. Go to the bottom of the email. There's a PS in that email. Click on that. You'll be taken to their website. Look at all 5 programs and get the one that